everybody, and welcome in to episode 99.
Yeah. Hey, we're in the studio again.
We are in the studio
This must
again.
be like an important thing.
Well, and everybody can see that it is retro, old school for episode 99 here.
Yeah, Flashback Friday, though we're recording it on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and the third wheel's not here,
Well, and he had, work duties.
Work stuff, so we'll let him off the hook, even though he's been texting us like a mile a minute.
Yeah,
hey, talk about this. Oh, hey, talk about this. Oh, hey, don't forget about that.
Yeah, remember how we don't use the script?
Yeah, and yet he's got a very nice script done here, and he keeps adding to it, although he didn't actually physically add anything to it.
No, you just gotta use your iPad and your phone.
I know, multiple avenues of technology this week. If you're not familiar with us,
or technology,
either way. Which, I mean, there's some of our listeners that are not familiar with technology.
True.
So
some
that's
of our call-ins are familiar with technology.
Also true. Has made things difficult in this 2024 season, but we've reached kind of the end of it anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
mostly we're close.
We're close.
Ish.
Got 13 more episodes where Ethan Wolf can be on.
Yeah, just counting them down. Counting them down. That's it. If you're not familiar, Jeremy Benn and Chris Goodacre here with you, episode 99. And on this episode, it is mostly going to be a recap of the 63rd annual Bentonhausen 100. And joining us in a little bit, this was low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of one of our go-tos when we can't think of anything. This time we thought of something and went to our go-to.
Yeah, it just happened to work out. So Stan Zolodz, winner of the Bentonhausen, winning driver and winning car owner, will both be here in the studio in just a little while. But before...
Kid had to work.
Yeah, damn work and jobs and stuff. Always getting in the way of having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But, what you going to do? Got to make that money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we could sponsor us.
Sponsors are good. We like sponsors. Well, obviously, S4 Motorsports loves sponsors.
I'm going to say.
We have several. So that'll be the last half of the podcast, is listening to all the S4 Motorsports sponsors.
We can have a double length just for Stan to list all sponsors.
We have several that help us out, and I'm getting about that time of the year where I start doing marketing proposals to start retaining some of them for next year. So, what off season?
Yeah.
But we
off
digress.
Season when we start planning for next season.
Correct. Yes, but we digress. So yes, Stan and Stan from S4 Motorsports will be in the house momentarily. But before then, kind of want to wrap up kind of where we are at. So
we're at your house.
Well, we are at my house. We are in the studio, back in the studio. Let's start with the dirt stuff, get that out of the way, since the dirt guy just puts it first in here.
Well, he always does.
And then he's not here to talk about it.
Exactly. So bear with us.
Yes, exactly. Maybe we should have had Dirty Bob get him fill us in.
Yeah, there you go.
Either way, but Kankakee County Speedway is officially wrapped up for the season, and saw Billy doing some lives this afternoon and evening, said 2025 is a go.
Yeah.
Had nobody buy him out yet. But still doesn't want to leave everybody hanging.
I know it was touch and go there a little bit, but hey, more power to him. I wish him all the best. I'm sure when we get going again here in the spring, we'll have him on to discuss what all plans he's got going for 2025.
Right. Obviously, just like everybody else, racers who look for sponsors all the time. Tracks are no different, so he's definitely looking for partners there to help. Looking for individuals to help out. I know he's shouldered a lot of the workload, himself this season, and that's a lot for any one person or any small group of people to do. Yep. So if you're thinking about getting involved and you're in the area, that's a good place to start and reach out, whether you own a business and want to get involved with sponsorship or partnership out there, or lend your time to the Speedway.
I can say, worst case, if you ever complain about the lines or the cost, fill out an application.
Yeah, he'd be happy to acquire your services. So we got that going on. Shady Hills completed their points championship chase.
Yep, and as we're sitting here recording this, we should be talking about the Mystery 100, but that hurricane thing came through, so Mystery 100 has been postponed till when you're watching this tomorrow.
So that is there. So for the first time, though, at the Shady Hill Speedway, father-son win 2 divisions at Shady Hill. Rebel late models was won by Jace Owens. Modifieds, Jamie Lomax. The stock cars was Lee Hobbs. The bombers was Hayden Lomax. So there's your father-son connection right there. And in the 4 bangers, you had Riker Schidler. I like how he put the the pronunciation in there.
Did you read it right?
I don't. I saw that after the fact. I read left to right like a normal person, so you put that on the right. But it looks like it sounds right.
Okay,
Hooked on
we'll
phonics.
Go with that.
Hooked on phonics
I've
works
always
for
said
me.
Scheidler, so
Well,
have
it kind of
them
looks that
correct
way.
it when they watch
Scheidler,
it, and
Schindler. They'll tell us.
I'm
It'll
sure
be
Brian
fine.
will text us here momentarily.
Yeah, I'm sure either way, I'll get it wrong. It didn't matter which way I said it; it was going to be wrong. But either way, Plymouth Showdown.
Yeah.
What do you know about that?
I know that I was only there for one day because somebody, not going to name names, Christy Odom, but somebody thought I should be at a wedding for the Saturday portion.
There
but
are.
You're out there on Sunday, and man, I love the racing out there.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see Roger Rubino back behind the wheel of a car. That's always a treat.
Always entertaining, that's for sure.
And God, it's been so long now, and I've edited so many pictures since then. I'm completely at a loss as to what actually happened, but I do know that you can go on goodacrephotography.com and look at all the pictures we took.
A little shameless self-promotion. Nothing wrong with that.
Might as well.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, our focus this week in this episode will be the Bettenhausen recap weekend, 2 nights of racing.
There was a lot of stuff going on there that kind of all, as much as I can remember anyways, that's like stuff that happened during the Bettenhausen.
Yeah, it's we're a couple weeks removed. And with everything that happened with us, it's hard to remember everything that happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Stan gets down here, he's still going to be glowing, and the smile is going to be stuck on his face. Has he showered with the trophy?
I don't know if it's gone that far yet, but he has not left that thing out of his sight.
I'm pretty sure Michelle is sleeping on the couch, and the trophy's in the bed with Stan.
It is very plausible that is the case. I won't confirm or deny, but I know that trophy has made several rounds back and forth.
Kind of like the Stanley Cup.
Almost. We haven't all had a chance with it yet, but it is Stanley's Cup at this point, in a way. So, but yeah, 2 nights of racing out there at the Bettenhausen. I'm looking for the results here. I don't know if you know the results off the head of Friday night.
Won.
Yeah, we know. Yes, Zolod's in the S4 crew wins the late model Bettenhausen 100.
Yep.
Scotty Gardner, I think, won the mid-man.
Carter Appleton Super Cup.
Yep.
Mike
Peterson.
Peter, thank you.
Yep.
That was the Sixers. I want to say Matt Chester won the Street Stocks Friday night in Ryan Dawson Champion's car. Who else won?
I am looking for it right now. I only have the Friday results on here.
I am complete. Don't take pictures, kids.
Yeah, I wasn't there Friday, so
I was, and then
you
Saturday
look through
happened.
a lens, so yeah, it's a little bit different. So if you won the feature on Friday night, the Grundy County Speedway, the Bettenhausen Memorial Weekend, congratulations to you.
This is what happened when Brian writes the script the day of.
Yeah, exactly. See, he should know.
He should. He probably does.
It helped though that he did that, because I got to last night after my hockey fantasy draft, and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't write a script or anything, and then I happened to check, and he already had one in there, so I was like, whew. We're all good.
Well, it stands. Hear Stan talk about the Bettenhausen.
Yeah, and he will, and it'll be good. Old man here got back behind the wheel, Bettenhausen, the Super Cup. So, we tried a few weeks prior to that, but Mother Nature had other ideas. We were going to come out. We were halfway out and rained out. But got back behind the wheel, and we may talk about this later. We may not. I don't know. We'll talk about it now. Regardless, because, we got to kill time till he gets here to the studio. But yeah,
long intro too.
Yeah, but no, got back behind the wheel, had to feel it back out again. Since that crash earlier in June.
You kept everything
looks
going
like he's
in the right
here.
direction.
Yeah, yeah. So but it was good, and I think he is here. According to my watch, he is here. So maybe we'll talk about this here in a little bit with Stan and Stan, with the car owner and the driver. So why wait any longer to bring in the winners of the 63rd annual Bettenhausen Memorial, Stan Zolodz and car owner Stan Zolodz.
Yeah.
And as promised, we delivered the stands.
And the trophy.
I told everybody that this trophy is not left. Have you showered with the trophy yet?
No. Okay, no. No is the answer.
No is his final answer. Has not.
Answer. It's been everywhere else. Let me tell you that this bad girl's got some. She's got some miles on her this week.
Well, we equated it to the Stanley Cup, And it is the Stanley Cup.
Okay, that is, yes, that's super cool. Okay,
because it has made its round a little bit.
Nice. I can't see Chris. Let me. Okay.
Do you want to? I mean, really?
Good point.
I mean,
Hey,
we do have face for radio. I don't know why we started doing video, but
that was your idea.
that it was a bad idea.
Can you hear me? Is this working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear you?
Unfortunately.
Amongst the other voices in your head?
And the other voices, which have all been so happy the last 2 weeks. They're screaming and having a wonderful time, let me tell you. It's been awesome. It's been amazing to get this thing done. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Anyway, well, I'll stop. Let you show things.
I mean, no, this is pretty much a break glass episode and let y'all go. But we'll talk to the driver for a minute. Since he actually did the work and
He did.
in the car,
He did the scary stuff.
Yeah. So let's walk us through the 100 laps, and then we'll talk about all the fun stuff after that. But yeah, just walk us through.
Some of those laps were fun.
Yeah, some of those laps were fun. Kind of the seas parted there for a little while, but just take us through the day, take us through the 100 laps, and what it's like to get the job done.
Well, it started off as a pretty good day actually. The car was pretty fast out of the trailer with really old tires on it, and our crew chief Jeff said, "Just put it back in the trailer." Like, okay, that's how we're going to start the day. But it was actually pretty good. Kind of messed up qualifying there. I thought we'd get a little bit faster, but made it in the show, made it in the top 10, so we were able to draw for our spot. And all the faster guys, they were drawing very high numbers, and it looked like a pretty good start. Maybe I get 1, 2, or 3, or maybe 4. Be good with that. And we pulled a 3. So inside second row, not a bad start for us.
That's helpful.
Had I think it was Beal and Schuler in front of us. Where those are some pretty fast guys every week. Especially the travel guy Beal with the Dalton Zier and that big team. Like that's a very big team, traveling team, and a little bit of pressure. Race went on, and
yeah, because they did pretty good last year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Showing up there for the first time.
Yeah.
Where'd that guy come
I
from?
kind of knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and green flag win, and my main goal was to just stay up front for the first half and just save stuff. If I have to pass some people, get it done quick and just not burn the stuff up. I know there's probably gonna be a couple cautions in the race. Let's not hurt the car. Got passed by Bickle there on the outside, which we knew outside was probably gonna be the preferred groove again. Made it up to second, past Schuler on the outside, and got around Beal, and kind of just stayed there for 10 or 15 laps. And actually, Max got to the inside of us. We were battling pretty hard for about 5 laps, and Jeff told me he just said, let him go, just save your stuff, and just be close for anything happens. I think it was another 10 laps went by, and Max and Bickle, they got into each other.
Something happened.
Yeah, something happened.
The one thing we needed. Racing deal between those guys looks like they're just running tough, and they hit each other coming off of 4, and luckily we got around that pretty quickly because it looked like Bickle was coming back up the track, and that would have been very, very bad for us. So good luck break for us, and start us on the pole. And from there, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. I don't think I've ever told myself to calm down several times before in a race, but that was definitely one, because that was a lot of pressure from Schaefer, Brown, and I thought at one point Schaefer was going to get us because he was fast. The night of features weekend, he was passing people on the inside when people were running up top, and I was like, he's going to be good. And we actually held him off, and he actually fell back, which was really good for us. We just had to worry about Brown, which he was very good on the long runs. Jeff was telling me every lap, try this, do that. I'm like, dude, I don't know what Brown's doing, but I can't do it. I don't know if this car is just that much better than ours, but I'm trying everything, and it's just not working. And luckily, he made some mistakes. I made a little bit of mistakes too, but the one mistake he made was he just got really loose in the one, and we were just so consistent. It just gave us a huge advantage to take it to the finish. And then another caution came out with, was it 15 to go? Yeah, and that was not a good one. And Jeff told me, he's like, you got to beat Schaefer. It's now or never. I'm like, okay. And another good restart by us. And from there, it was not a lot of pressure from Brown because I think he probably wore his stuff out. And from there, we finally took home the trophy. And I might have early celebrated coming off turn 4 with my hand out the window and hand on the mic.
So I think that's a trait from him. So here's we'll have a go back in history story with this driver here. So when he was in the Bandoleros, maybe 7, 8, somewhere in there, you can't get information from a driver that's 7 on how to work this thing. So, we threw some GoPros in the interior so I could see him and his hands, and it was kind of back behind him so I could kind of see what he's doing and, try to fix things from there. It might have been the second or third week he had been in a bando, and I'm watching the video half asleep, and what does he do? He's running down the front stretch. He's waving down the front stretch.
Going fast.
He's going fast.
I'm like, what are you doing? I'm waving at Grandma. So not only is he waving at he found Grandma in the grandstands at Illiana.
He had time enough to do it, and
it was waving her down. So for this to happen, for the Bettenhausen was just I think that is the most nervous I was when I saw him go into 3. Or go into 3 and get in the middle there, and the hand's out the window, and the mic's wide open, and he's screaming, knowing that it's the final corner of the Bettenhausen, and this driver's got one hand on the wheel, and it all worked out, obviously, but it was just like that was probably the most nervous I was during that, because I'm like, that's all we need is this hand to come off this wheel.
that would be our luck.
That with that race, yeah, that would be my luck, yeah, no doubt, but.
Yeah, because we've, talk about some of the bad luck and struggles we've had in this race. I mean, I've been around where, we struggled to even make the race on time, and there were some years we didn't even try.
Yeah, we've had, just trying to make the thing is always a nerve-wracking nightmare. And, yeah, there were years, did we ever not make it on speed? Yeah, I think there was 1 or 2 that, and then one... car got destroyed the weekend before, so it wasn't available for that, and mechanical issues at an oil line, spring a leak in the middle of one of them, and it's just like, do I want to do this thing? And I the first year that you were behind the wheel, what did we qualify? I think 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah. 15th. So we were just almost in it, and that was nerve wracking, and we won that heat race, and that was cool. And we finished the race. I don't remember where we finished.
I think it was top 10. I thought it was.
I think
it was
like
9th or 8th or
9th
something.
or somewhere in there. So that, they've been better, but there's always been this. I mean, it's such a special race, and it's so important, and you put so much time into it, and then you get there, and it's like, oh. There's so much out of your control, and you try to control everything that you can control to make it better, and it's just it's horrible. I mean that day, I split off from the crew, and I went to go get tires for the day, which is bad in itself. You're fighting amongst whoever else is there trying to get tires for this thing to make the show. And of course, the stuff I pick out is not ideal. So I'm kind of doing my thing, and I'm going back in and out of the container, looking at tires, and I see Nick's got the crew. He's in charge of the crew there, and I see the car go through tech, and we're good. Look at us, man. We're like right there in line, and so I'm still not happy with what I have, and I'm back in looking for tires. And 20 minutes later, I come back out and measure, and I'm like, what's my car doing in tech again? I'm like, oh, that's always bad. So I got all my stuff done and went there, and we had some body issues and whatever, and made it through all that, and still got the tire thing. Like, is that what I picked gonna work? The whole day's riding on the 4 things I just picked out.
Yes, they are. No pressure.
No pressure at all. Don't screw that up. So yeah, that makes the old stomach lining a little bit thicker. That's for sure to get through that. But yeah, I was surprised I do the spotting, if nobody knows that, and I've been nervous before on some of the big ones, and you watch your voice turn up like this, and I've had Jeff scream on the radio to calm down, and I don't know who he's talking to. They're not talking to me half the time.
Probably you more than anything else.
Yeah, it was funny. It was just going through the motions and getting him through traffic, which there wasn't much I could do. He pretty much had done all that, and just clicking off lap times and telling them what's going on behind them and how close they are and what line they're picking, and trying to give them as much information as we can. And I didn't even realize till we were done that we led this thing for 52 laps.
Led the most laps.
Jeff's like, that took forever. I'm like, dude, I thought it was like 5 minutes. Yeah. I'm just clicking off laps and we're cruising along. I had no idea we had run.
Infield. This is the fastest 100 laps I've ever seen.
I was blown away that we had led this thing for 52 laps, and it's still, I still can't wrap my head around this thing. It's been 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm. It'll be 2 weeks, and I've had this thing on tour for a week and a half now to a couple different sponsors, and I sit there and giggle and look at the thing and go, man, how the heck did we get to this? It's just something that's special. I did get a chance to text Rhonda the other day. She responded, and she was pretty happy. Dad had told her, that we had got it. And I told her, I said, hey, I bet Mike would be real proud of us and what we accomplished. She was, oh, yeah, absolutely. He was probably helping you. Like, I don't really want Mike's help. Mike over the years was rough on us with tech, I'm like, no, we're good. We're good
how many times he started him a lap or two down in the Bando feature and everything else.
It was.
There were some times I was told, hey, no victory lane for the Bando feature. And I said, no, we're doing victory lane because this is paying my salary this week.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt.
Well, you talk about Mike and Rhonda, though. I mean, and as people that came from Illiana, and we've talked a lot on here this year about continuing traditions and what Grundy is doing with Illiana and now Rockford and everything else.
Yeah.
And I know the answer to this question, and you've kind of just alluded to it. I mean, does it mean as much being at Grundy as if it were at Illiana?
I mean, yeah. It has that history behind it where it still shows that importance of that race. I think if it was at a track that didn't have a lot of history, I think that would kind of it wouldn't shine as well as what it does now with Grundy's history and them being around as long as they have. I think it does. If I had the choice, well, yeah, I would. It would be super cool to win one at Illiana, no doubt about it. But Grundy's a tough joint, to run around in a super there. And to be able to do that, I mean, that tells the region, and let's face it, the whole our whole racing community knows what this thing is. Mm-hmm. To do that at Illiana or at Grundy, I think it still has the holy cow factor. Right. That's something special. You've done something special, especially when I talked to you the other day, and I wanted a picture of the back of that.
The back
sign.
Of the Bettenhausen sign.
There's
some big names on there.
There was.
And when I was in Victory Lane, I saw it, and I'm like, I don't even know where my phone's at this point. I just, I was lucky I was breathing and walking when we got to that thing. And I called you and said, hey, could you get a picture of that? Well, I already did that. And I think you told me there were 31 drivers that have won this. Is it 31?
I would have to ask Stan Kalazinski as opposed to the Zolats, but yeah, it sounds about right.
Silly number that I'm like, how crazy is that? To be part of that. So, yeah, I think it's just as important for sure. It's got as much bang, as it did for Illiana for sure.
Yeah. And Junior, you drove to the win. You started racing at Illiana. You grew up there. You know the history of the race. I mean, what does it mean to you to have won the race?
It's a lot of emotions for sure. Actually growing up watching, the team as when we first started late models, and I was a Bando. I always thought it'd be really cool to race one of these. There's a lot of big names up there: Jeff Cannon, Eddie Hoffman, Danta, and all those big name guys. Schaefer. It was, to me, that was a very big accomplishment to hold off all those big name people, and knowing from watching them grow us up as I did, and as they've been in more late model careers, bigger races and stuff like that, and just to hold them off, it was breathtaking, really. I was screaming to the finish line because we won a race, but just coming to the checkered flag, after all did that, I was like, does this actually happen? Like, it just feels like another race, but it's like, but it's not just another race. Like, they just held off really big names that travel around all over the Midwest. And to me, like, yeah, it's a pretty big race, especially growing up, being 7 years old, wishing to get in a Super Late model one day, and it happening in only my 6th year in a Super Late model, and we come out with the Bettenhausen win. I mean, that's going to live on forever with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel a little bit of validation with it? Because, I mean, for the 6 years you've been in a late model, especially now at Grundy, you've kind of had to grind with some of those guys. Pretty much all the veterans, you've kind of had to go out there and earn it from them and earn their respect and earn their trust. And I've kind of seen it watching, and some of the guys come up to you and how their interactions with you have now changed. Do you feel some validation and respect earned? Like, yes, I'm capable and I'm good enough to be here with you guys.
Oh, for sure, because we're not a full race scheduled team. You want to race with how much budget we have, and 6 races is usually our max. And obviously, the Bettenhausen is always circled at the end of the calendar. And having Paul Schaefer Jr. come up and thank me, a couple other guys came up and thank us too. It's
Mike White.
Mike White. That was what it was. Mike White cool. too. And I feel like it gained a lot of respect for those guys because we show up, like I said, 6 times out of the year, and some of the guys are running for points. We come up there, we're finishing top 5 every time, and they're maybe finishing 6th, 3rd, 4th. That's an extra spot of points they could earn. And it's like, they get frustrated for them, but I would like to earn the respect of those guys because I try to race them as clean as possible, and sometimes racing happens, and we've gotten into them, they've gotten into us, and I think they're now capable of knowing that it doesn't matter how many races we have, we do have the capability to go out there and have a chance to win every time.
Yeah.
And just saying, you guys got to come to the banquet now.
We do. We finished 10th.
I saw that. And
so much for 6 times showing up.
Cool is that? We're gonna go hang out for the banquet now. So, and I miss doing all that stuff. But it's so much work. To do a full schedule and all that kind of jazz. It's just I'm happy. I'm happy with this. This is good. Yeah, do I want to race more? Sure. Maybe. But it's enough.
You've got a little bit more room on that car, right?
A lot. And the interior will be on the window. It'll be all on the window. He
space.
does a
this
little
sticker
figure.
is dangerous and inconvenient.
And that work is coming up here soon. So.
Yeah, well, and you alluded to it. We only, we're a small budget team. We don't, we do a lot with what we've got. We only run, 6 times a year. But we're out there grinding. So talk about that grind. Talk about the grind from where we've been to where we are now.
I mean,
sleepless nights.
You still a lot of those.
Dead.
I mean, I can remember going to Illiana in a trailer I borrowed, and I would have to weld the fenders on the thing every weekend because they'd be falling off. And my very sad 1990 Chevy short bed pickup truck, just trying to make it to the racetrack. So it doesn't come easy. We've all worked our butts off to get the team to this point. And it's just, it's still mind blowing that because I can remember that was 23 years ago. The team's been around for 23 years. I can remember when we were struggling to try to figure out how to get fuel to a racetrack, and were we gonna next week are we gonna be able to put tires on this thing, and all of that, all of those trying times. And it's like anything, you work at it, and you surround yourself with good people. And good things should happen, and that's what we've done. We've been fortunate enough to find these great people that have become not just racing community, they've become part of our family, and it's mind-boggling to go from the '78 Chevrolet Monte Carlo I bought from a team that I race with to where we're at today. We're talking about a Bettenhausen trophy. It's still mind-boggling to me, but it's super cool to be able to remember that and still be grounded and understand what it takes and be thankful, be thankful to the people that are around us that have helped get us to this point. It's pretty cool.
So where do we go from here? Like, where does this win put us? Does it make us think about doing some more Midwest tour, or stay local and concentrate and focus on that? Obviously, got a little bit of name and notoriety now. Yep. So now the question is, what's next?
I haven't really thought about it. It's always in the back of my mind to be able to do some tour racing, no doubt. And it comes down to the cost. Do you want to take away some of the local stuff to go do that, or do you just work harder and find more revenue to do both? Let me enjoy this for a little bit.
Hey, you can always get a second one of those, too.
And that's it, too. We haven't won a second one. And we've won all three of the big ones there, and that's huge. I mean, we'll talk about the Lee Schuler more, and I still get goosebumps to take that thing home, Boy, I'd love to get another one, no doubt. So, yeah, the tour is always in my mind to do that stuff, because it's the next level, it's that progression. Is that unreachable? Absolutely not. Heck, we drove our own turbo stocks for years. We can definitely figure out how to do it. It's just figuring out how to do it.
Mm-hmm. But, Kid, what about you? What do you want to do?
What you're told.
Hawkeye Downs.
It's like 4 hours.
He wants to go fast.
He can go fast.
And that would be a cool place to go, no doubt. It's very Illiana like, and that would be.
And Jeff said it. To go.
Yeah, that guy.
Can't say no to him.
That guy.
With the remaining time that's on the clock here, and your countdown bomb clock over here, we've got a lot.
We can always restart that.
It might take that long. We'll find out. Obviously, there's a lot of people and partners involved that make this thing go, and I don't even have the list in front of me to know them all. So hopefully, we're going to test your mental capacity. Thank all of our.
Do we want to use the last 5 minutes for that?
That's what it's there for. I mean, it's thanks sponsors.
We can restart the timer. We can restart the camera.
Jeez.
No, I'll tell you what.
Jeremy's just thinking his editing time.
Well, yeah, no kidding. Whatever. We'll time out that. We'll search back. We'll do our hashtag one positive.
All right.
So yep, you're familiar. You listen to the show. I know you do. It might be a few weeks late, but I know you listen to it. So hashtag one positive.
Hashtag one positive.
Let's do our one positive segment.
I was supposed to see if Christy Odom texted me back yet.
Was Chris going first? Good.
But no, I'll tell you what. So Brian did phone a friend for this one.
Nice.
He said his one positive was social media. Because we bash the poor use of social media, and everything is seemingly pointing to all forms of. What the he say here? He wants to give thanks to social media and those that use it to promote our sport. Large part of success, your success in Good Acre Photography, as well as racetracks, race series, race teams, and drivers. So
this is why we bullet point our scripts.
Exactly. Yeah, because the scanning is a little too much. So Brian's one positive in summary is social media.
Yes, which flies completely in the face of everything we've been complaining about all season. But he does have a good point.
Yeah,
when it's used correctly and used for positive, it can be a good.
How is it he makes a good point when he's not even here?
I trained him well. I don't know.
Yeah, that's entertaining. Well,
all right. Well, you want me to go then?
Yeah,
sure.
All right. Well, my hashtag one positive. She was supposed to text me all the information to share, but she has not yet. Probably forgot. Anyway, Christy Odom, who pulled me away from Plymouth Showdown weekend to shoot her wedding, which is ridiculous. Who gets married during race season?
No doubt.
Come on.
No doubt.
But with all the hurricane stuff we got going on down southeast, a lot of her family lives in eastern Tennessee, so her and her friend Kristen and a whole bunch of people put together a whole big trailer full of just I saw water, toiletries, pet food, human food. Just they're headed down there right now. Just really, really cool of her to and everybody that donated to go take care of people.
That's super cool.
That is good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure. Wow.
That is good stuff.
We got to follow that.
Yep. Good luck.
Or just shut that off instead of a power outage. Jeez, oh Pete.
Hey, you could have had to follow the one where I was talking about everybody donating for Aaron with cancer.
Yeah, that one was rough.
Wow. Ouch. Jeez. Good acre.
Why did you go first?
Wow. That is rough to follow by. Oh,
I went last that time.
Yeah. That one's bad.
He's doing good though. He's back to 100%.
Yeah, I got to high five him in Victory Lane there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen him a couple times throughout the year. That was pretty cool. He's still got his.
And he always will.
Thank you.
It's just part of the package.
Yeah. There's no gouging that out. I guess now they didn't take that programming out.
That wasn't in that
I
area.
need to talk to that doctor. Do a little reset on that one. That's good times. Do I have to come up with one?
Well,
Jeremy can go too.
I guess I could. I don't know if I have anything great or not, but mine's going to be being present when we won this damn thing.
Yeah.
Present? Hell, you beat him to the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was running. Dude, and you never know I ran a feature before that.
No. Right.
Yeah. No,
Right.
I ran, man. I had to sprint off the grandstand. I was elbowing people out of the way.
Get out my way.
Oh, yeah. Primal screaming. Yeah, it was great. It was great. But being there, I think I missed the first late model feature and a couple other wins. But for all the big ones, I've been there. And I would have probably kicked myself if I wasn't there for this one. So actually being able to be present.
Stan would have kicked you too.
That would have been.
Yes.
That would have been.
To be able to be present and to enjoy that after all the freaking hard work that we've put in over the years, just finally get the ultimate payoff.
Yeah.
Was
it is.
Yeah.
It is cool. That's no doubt. Yeah, and my one positive is in that direction is the crew of people that I have. Got to be thankful for that. You can't do this with one person. One idea, sure, but you have to have the people. The dedication that everyone puts in is, we're getting paid with Michelle's good cooking. I mean,
it's pretty good.
And another thing I'll be thankful is for her, for sure, for what she puts up during the race season. I'm just glad she hasn't called the lawyer,
or dug a hole.
I mean, there's a plan in place.
Yeah,
We've talked about that emergency evacuation plan. That exists.
But yeah, definitely just thankful for the crew and got to I got to see all of you down there.
Jeff smiled.
Going crazy. Yeah,
Jeff Cannon smiled.
That's insane. And we have photographs. You have pictures of it. I have pictures of it. That's mind-boggling. But when I was getting down from the grandstands, I'm way up there trying to fight everybody to get down and be able to turn the corner and get on the track, and seeing the crew there just going absolutely berserk was just awesome. Everybody got to enjoy it, because everybody had skin in the game there, no doubt. So super cool to be thankful for the crew for sure. It's awesome. You better, who you should be thankful for?
Thankful for everyone except that. But no, it's definitely along the same lines there. Just thankful for obviously you, parents, all the friends and sponsors, because even though we're working in the shop, we're cracking jokes, we're doing dumb things, and it's
the dumb thing. This is why I take blood pressure medication
and alcohol. But yeah, and it's
hopefully not the same time.
Was there any other way?
This age, it's the only way it works, pal.
Yeah, and I just gotta thank everyone that's ever helped us, really. I mean, it's the days in the shops, like I said, we're making jokes. We're not making it all hardcore sweat and tears and blood in it. We're having fun with this. At the end of the day, we all want to have fun with this. No matter if I want to say we wrecked out, we're sad, but we came there, we had fun. What would we do without this, really? I mean, I honestly wouldn't know what I would for doing this.
You'd have Corvettes.
Yeah,
a
lot of
Corvettes, them. Yes, in a heartbeat. But
yeah, and that's my #1 positive. Is just everyone that's always helped out. It's just the memories of, everyone. Uncles, Chris, Jeff, everyone that's ever been a part of the team. We all have good memories with each other, all good jokes, and it's nice to see that even after if they parted their ways with their family, they're still thanking us, they're still in contact with us, and that's just my #1 positive. Just everyone that's ever helped us throughout the years.
Yeah, this is kind of an end of Days of Thunder moment here, isn't it?
A little bit.
You won the Chicagoland Daytona 500.
Yeah, no doubt. That's it's definitely something special. I mean, in the whole day, I don't know how much time we have to tell anymore.
We got 21 minutes.
Goofy more stories, but it's just hear the stories and everything that leads up to the day, and we had 20 days to get the car ready. I mean, that's the worst thing you could do for a crew. And I split it up that we would just do little things every day up to, because you don't want to walk away from it, and you don't want to be, you want to have some of that wrench time before you show up there. So you just get familiar with everything, and it's in the same sequence, and you're not doing something new. And I just had this feeling. Well, one, I was so screwed up that I thought it was a week. So I had planned on, we got to get this done and this done, made out the schedule. We're going to do all this. And Stan's like, it's the next weekend. I'm like, whoa. Oh, thank God. I'm like, holy
He was
cow.
having a heart attack. He was about ready to die.
I just had that feeling like, oh, yeah, we got something. Just put that away. Put that back in the box. And it kept creeping out of the box, we got something. Stop. Stop doing that. And you just had that creepy feeling all week. I did anyway. It was weird, And then getting there and having all the things that went on. Nobody ever saw Stan 2.0. I never snapped.
Not one time.
I never flipped out. I was surprisingly calm the whole time, and I had plenty of opportunity to bring Stan 2.0 out because it was there were opportunities to do that all day long, and we threw it on ourselves to get the Cup car out there too, and I knew that was going to be a struggle just because it just if you're going to do it, you have to put the time into it to do it, and it was funny. The race was over, and we were down at the trailer at the end of the day, and I told Michelle an interesting little story. We both had a couple tears in our eyes from it, and just a cool moment. And she looks at me, we get done. She's like, "Poor Jeremy." I'm like, "Poor Jeremy? Well, he didn't get to run that much this year." And that race was, I'm like, he got in a crash. I spent like 90,000 hours working on this car. Poor Stan. No, he didn't get the run. I'm like, well, yeah. Oh, right. So that was the one concern. The one part of the night of the story you didn't hear.
That's
so
funny.
that was interesting. Because everything it won and all there's just so much going on with the late model. She's like, yeah, poor Jeremy. Poor Jeremy. I'm dying over here.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was that was one of those cool behind-the-scene moments.
Well, I do one better. I'm not sure how much you like cool number things, but
oh boy.
So we won the 63rd Bettenhausen. Do you know what our two car numbers added up to are, right?
That's okay. I can add to that. That one's even weirder. So Nick texted me a picture like Monday. When he ran in the pure stocks at Illiana, he was 63.
Mm-hmm.
So his comment was, "It's because of me you won."
Well, that was all night.
There you go.
That was perfect. So yeah, that number, yeah, it was strange, and we had qualified the year before the same, ninth. Mm-hmm. We started fourth. This year we started third. So it was those. It's all that eerie stuff that
It gets weirder than that too.
You have some.
Oh yeah. So that was a Schuler race. You guys did the podcast with the some of the workers at Grundy, the race director, and everyone kept saying if that race was 61 if it was 100 laps, we would have won it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, then Aaron commented on some of the pictures if it was 100 laps. I'm like, yeah, the car was pretty good. It was really good. And then obviously after all the driver introductions and we're shaking the hand of the head guy there. I can't remember his name.
Joe DeBello.
Joe DeBello. Okay.
Yeah, Joe DeBello. I'm glad I didn't hear this story until after the race was over.
That sunk my heart a little bit because I'm like, yeah, don't say that yet. He shakes my hand and goes, I think you got this. It's 100 laps this time. I'm like, thank you. Let's not start this now. Let's not start this. And then
I am so glad you didn't say anything. I'd have been like, oh, now we have to kill him.
Jinxed it. Yeah, that would have been it.
Oh, yeah. It's the another behind the scenes thing. Jeff texted me in the morning, like 8:30. I'm just in the trailer, staring at the car, talking to it, like I always do every race weekend. Like, okay, it's gonna be good. You're gonna be good today.
Hey, it worked for Harry Hogg.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been up since 4 in the morning or something to do shocks because I got to get this done, blah, blah. And I hate you is the end of the text. I'm like, it's going to be a good day. I texted back, I love the hatred. It's going to be a good day. Mm-hmm. So you, those little things, you're like, oh, wow, that means something.
Yeah, I think I only told this to Shiloh, too. And this was probably, the day after or whatever. We were in the garage loading up Friday night, and we're starting the late model and everything. And it was running and checking it for lease, like we always do. And I was just kind of standing back watching, Riley and Kidney, everybody kind of just work. I was looking at the car, just listening to it. I'm like, I think we got this one this time. It was just felt different.
It's that stuff that
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
weird.
Just knowing how we ran at the Schuler, how the car was coming on, how this car is done in longer races and
all year too.
It just felt like that. Feels different. It was just weird stuff.
Yeah, because it was all year. I think the lowest we finished was 4th, and that was in the Schuler. It was weird. Yeah. It was. And I kept telling Riley and Brennan, like, I think we'll get one this year. We're always good for about 1 or 2 every year.
I was getting nervous because I'm like, man, we hadn't won one yet.
I know.
We've been right there, and this is the last one.
Roll.
That's another weird thing.
I'm like, how am I going to put a 0 on the proposals here? Put a goose at.
Not one of the zeros you want.
No.
Yeah, I told the guys, I'm like, yeah, we got one, and they're like, after the Schuler that week we're working, goes, well, there's only one race left. I'm like, just stop.
Yeah.
Don't say that. I get it, but it's just. It's still remarkable that that's home, and the car is over 30 years old.
Car's older than you, dude.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a poor one. And I had a conversation with Jeff when we were waiting for Tech for the 11th time that night. I'm like, well, I couldn't remember. How many of those have you won? He said, I hadn't won one.
No, he never won one.
And I haven't. I've texted Wayne Gover. I haven't talked to him yet, and I was curious. Well, how many has he gotten? Over the years. So that'll be one of my goals here next week. Get a hold of him. But just here get a text back from him. Congratulations. I mean that I still look at that guy like, if we could be like that, we that's impressive. Still look up to that guy and what he's accomplished and just to get a response from him is just that's amazing to be in those shoes now.
Yep. And here we are, and we got now we're at the point where we've got a lot of partners and people to thank for it. So,
think you have enough time?
I think I could do all of it.
I can restart it again.
I think I could do all of it.
The editor probably doesn't want to restart again.
No.
We got as much room as we have on the card.
I got to camp this weekend, so I got to make editing pretty quick.
Oh, that's right. You guys are going to do some camping. Well, obviously we got to thank the main guy, which it's Shupp Real Estate, John Shupp. He was at the racetrack, so that was super cool. He always goes to that one. He'll try to make one throughout the year, but they were there for that one, him and his girlfriend, and it's always cool to have that kind of support, when they come out for that. So Shupp Real Estate and be able to, give him a big old high five and a big hug there after taking that victory was super cool. So, yep, Shupp Real Estate, Hockbaum Machine, Tri Creek Lumber, Scapel Buick, GMC. That was cool to text him. He's been such a supporter of local racing and the support he's given us over the last several years and stuck with us has just been. I've been so thankful for that group and to be able to bring him a trophy. That's super cool. Those are the moments that are like, wow, hey, because he's with some of the meetings I have with him, he's very performance motivated.
Doesn't really get much better than that.
Yeah, my man. Hey, here you go. Enough said. But yeah, cool to do that for him for sure. King Hobbies, obviously being part of King Hobbies and that whole group, and Jim's been on the car for probably. I don't think I want to say because if he watches this, he'll probably freak out a little bit.
Probably
it's been a long
It's been
time.
a minute.
Yeah, he's one of the older original sponsors that have been, with the team. So, what else did I miss? SDI, garage door company out of Portage. There, they came on board a few years ago and have just been blown away by the performance, and they're real happy. I spend about 3 minutes with him a year, and that's about all he can handle. And Mike is. And I'm thankful for Mike and what he's done for us. So yeah, pretty cool that they're still involved like that. How many of those you want to read off?
I'd say it's easier with the car there, isn't it?
It is easier.
That's kind of where we're at now.
I know there's.
I got the hood done, so I'm gonna go around to the.
You got Tri Creek too. I know.
I did get Tri Creek there on the hood, so I think I got all the hood guys.
Yeah. Then we got Anytime Fitness. We got. Gotta thank Mitch Garfield for putting the body on 4 years ago.
How many times did they make us go through freaking tech with that body?
They were anxious to find something on our car. Yes. Thank you. That was a good time.
Must have heard Mitch put it on.
That's probably what it is.
Also, wasn't KP there with K and K Treasures?
Yeah, that's right. KP and Kim were there. That was super cool. They try to make it out every year to see that one and to be able to do that for them. K and K Treasures has been on the car for probably about 4 or 5 years, so they're super cool for them to show up for sure.
Another one's Station 21. They've been on the car.
Yeah,
for
Station
years.
21. They're on the C post there. He's probably been with us for over 10 years.
Little Stan, I just want to tell you how proud of you I am, because we got Big Stan and Jeremy both looking at the pictures of the car.
We're old, okay?
I'm kind of surprised you don't have a list of all the proposals you got to do.
I do, but it's upstairs.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
We have a lot of partners. It is hard to remember.
And some of the new guys.
It's on the old ream of papers where you just.
Yeah, just kind of.
I should have brought that out of my pocket. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
We'll get one made up.
While I whip this
out.
You should have a laminated card in there.
Exactly. Some stuff on the fender. Outdoor Specialists. They've been with us for 2 years now, and they were pretty excited with last year's stuff, and they upped their ante this year. They got a bigger spot, and they got a spot on the trailer and did all that kind of stuff. So thankful for him for what he's done. Bruce Septic Service, that kind of came with them. That's a husband-wife kind of team. So that was pretty cool. They both own their own businesses, and they both jumped on board. That was super neat. Guard Electric, they're new for this year. I'm thankful for them to jump on board. Zeus & Sons Excavating, that's a Sean thing. He helped us out with that one. They were pretty excited because they're big macho dudes that throw dirt around, and they do a bunch of four-wheel drive stuff. So they said, well, I guess we can hang out with some asphalt people. Thank you, I think. Govert Auto Body, obviously, they're for what they do for me. It's just, if anything, it's just
the phone call he made.
Encouragement and, hey, I need a radiator. You think you got one? Dude, of course I've got a radiator for you. So that was super cool. Pillar to Post Inspections, they're on board. Midwest Contractors, PK Heating and Air. Did you? Yeah, you said Anytime Fitness. There
I did say that. Yeah.
North Star Stone over there.
North Star Stone out of Valpo. Lowell Carpet and Coverings. She's been with us for several years. That's super cool. Lump Insurance, Rear X Heating and Cooling. Who else we got? Oh, we got Roselawn Electric. They've been on the car for a few years. Pretty happy with that. A new guy on luxury mattress and furniture. Scott came on board. I met him through the hobby shop. They're a super cool bunch. They do a bunch of sand kind of racing goof off stuff, and they got a bunch of hot rods and cool collectible cars, and they're just all around car people. That was a really, really, really cool fit to get them on board. Affordable Garage Door, Van Drunen Homes. He's also got full auto They sell a bunch of race car parts and stuff. I get my fuel from them, so that's super cool that they came back on board. Illiana Stock Car Radio.
Yeah, those guys are all right.
Those guys are on the trailer even. They're pretty good. Of course,
that's sweat. That sticker's earned with sweat equity.
Yeah.
Yes. Good Acre Photography, of course.
But you can go to goodacrephotography.com to get all your Bettenhausen pictures, by the way.
Yep.
Didn't I buy them all?
I think they're all over.
Close.
Yeah, I did. There's a stack over there. That's super cool. Now I need a picture of the front fender. There's 5 or 6 of them on there.
Well, D&M Heating and Cooling, I believe.
I'm pretty sure there's a stack of pictures over there.
That's a newer
Mitchell,
one.
State Farm's on there.
Affordable Appliances.
Matt's on there.
Just slightly.
The drivers know the sponsor.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes.
I didn't even have to look at my phone for that one.
Who else? Huseman and Sons used to be my excavator.
Soil Solutions.
Soil Solutions on there. John's a super good dude. Thankful for him.
Can't forget the one guy you spend the most money with. Your best friend.
Oh, yeah, FRS.
FRS.
Where would we be without FRS? We'd probably be in the back. So we do have them. Some of the crazy stuff that guy's
that's a good marketing plug.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be in the back, fool. So Jeff is just an out of the box thinker, when it comes to this stuff, and it's just you hear what he's saying, and you're like, I don't know how that's gonna work, and it does. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. You don't question it. I've learned that over the years. I started to a little bit, and I'm like, why waste your breath? Mm-hmm. He's got tons and tons of experience, and that guy's got all sorts of trophies that his shocks have come across victory lane with. So just do, and be happy. So I think that
sounds like about all
of them. Yeah.
If you forgot, put it down in the comments, and we'll get to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be a formal beating later. That's for sure.
Yes. So I think that's pretty much what we got. So
yeah,
4 minutes to wrap this whole deal up.
What do we got left this season? Mystery 100.
Mystery 100
this weekend.
Yep, we kind of already.
Bahama Brackets weekend after that at Grundy.
Yep.
That's going to be a long weekend. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
And then the Goblin 250.
Then we got the Goblin
after.
250 after that, and then I get I can breathe, maybe take a nap,
and
then do the banquet stuff.
You need to get my sweatshirts done. You have no time.
I can do that before the races.
Yeah, between all everything that's left on your schedule now, the rest of your time is dedicated to S4 Motorsports.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
Apparel. So
thank you. Let me check. We did win this thing, right?
Yep.
All right. Just still hard to believe sometimes that we brought this thing home.
Yes.
Still.
How about you whack
totally
it when you
awesome.
try to bring it inside the truck too?
Which
when you're bringing it inside the truck.
Which times? Oh yeah, it's got road rash on it.
It's got a little
road. She's got some miles on her. She's been around. I haven't even done
the original.
All the sponsors yet. It was pretty cool. I try to get to every sponsor's business, get a picture with the trophy in there, and I'm probably through about 40% of them now, so it should only take about another 11 hours to get the rest of those done. So yeah, we're working on that. But
yeah. Well. But yeah, that's it. A few events still left, and then the rest of GoodAcrePhotography.com's time over here is going to be dedicated to Good Acre Design.
Yep.
For designing the apparel. If you need anything off-season needs, driver cards, or anything for your marketing needs off-season,
driver cards, T-shirts,
all that
race
stuff.
Wraps. What else do I do?
Everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good Acre Photography and Good Acre Design can help you with that. That being said, here, Illiana Stock Car Radio, if you're watching this, hit that like and subscribe button, because more than likely you're going to be on the YouTube. If you can't watch it and you just want to listen to it on the go, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's YouTube Podcasts now instead of Google Play or whatever the hell it is. Search for us on the audio version. You'll find us. And then on the Facebook and Instagram at Illiana SCR. You can find us there on YouTube using that handle as well. That being said, we'll see what we got lined up for next time. I want to thank S4 Motorsports for coming on and being giddy for a little while. I didn't figure you'd have a problem coming and talking about this. So
no,
I didn't figure. Yeah.
No.
So
these things don't scare me.
No, you've never met a microphone that you didn't like, not one time.
Beat them all to submission.
That,
hold on, let me get some of the dust off.
Yeah, do you want to spit on it? With that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Illiana Stock Car Radio. Make sure, with a couple races left, make sure to get your backside, trackside one last time this season.